Well, it finally happened to us. We got that stinky sulfur smell in our water. Even worse, the water had a black tint to it. We had just used our RV about a week ago with no water issues. In fact, we have not had this issue in over 9 years of camping. Upon arriving to the campsite, I put 40 gallons of water into the freshwater tank from the facility. The one odd thing, though, is we only had a problem with the cold water. The hot water was clean and didn't smell. What I deduced from this is the 6 gallons of hot water that we had in the hot water tank was clean from our last trip. Therefore, we obviously picked up the foul water when I filled the tank earlier that day. And I confirmed that by running enough water through the hot water tank until it started smelling too. Since there were not a lot of campers yet using this particular campground for the season, the water system probably needed to be used more before the smell went away. We always use bottled water for coffee, cooking, and drinking. We only use park water for bathing, flushing, and dishes in the RV. Fortunately, we were adjacent to the bathhouse for the week, so we got by without having to rely on our tank water. I already know that the sulfur rotten egg smell was from water having a lot of minerals in it. I did a search until I found an explanation for the black water. Even though it does not look palatable, I'm sure that the black tint combined with the sulfur smell both pointed to mineral deposits. So we decided to continue on camp using bottled water and the bathhouse next door, and I waited until we returned home to fix the problem. I actually have a fresh water dump under the water tank, so I can evacuate the freshwater tank pretty quick. Of course, when you do that, you can splash water all over yourself, so you kind of have to jump away. And one of my future projects is to extend that handle maybe a couple feet away from where the dump is so that I don't get water all over myself when I do that. And there is some debate on which type of sanitizer you use. On one hand, there's Clorox bleach. And if you use that, they recommend usually 1 cup for every 100 gallons. Or you can buy this stuff made by Camco, that's drinking water freshener, and it's basically sanitizer. And they recommend 1 ounce for every 20 gallons. And there's 16 ounces in here. Well, the Camco sanitizer really doesn't say what's in it. Although we do know that with Clorox, it's sodium hypochlorite. And in the water management panel on my RV, I have not only a power fill water tank, but also a sanitize mode. And the difference is, with the power fill, I can fill from pressurized city water, where with the sanitize, I have to fill from a bucket, and it just takes a little while longer. This is a soap injector that you might buy if you're going to use your water hose to clean your car. And you just fill this up with how much ever sanitizer you need. So I just connect the soap injector to the water tank, and then I turn it to the soap position so that it injects the sanitizer, and then just turn city water on. I then refilled the fresh water tank using the sanitizer solution, ran water through the sinks until clear, dumped the tank, and then filled again. So from now on, I'm going to use the soap injector with sanitizer every time I fill at a campground water facility, and I will put a link in the description for the soap injector. Visit rv-project.com.